But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power doth then show likest gods when mercy seasons justice.
The dative?
Take the ablative.
Oh, dear. Utor, fruor.
You have something to tell the class?
We've got a Latin exam this afternoon.
And do you intend to occupy the sewing and elocution hour learning what should have been learnt yesterday?
It takes her more than yesterday to learn it.
Well, I cannot allow you to interrupt us like this. Let us go back again. It is an attribute to Mary.
Yes, Miss Mortar.
This is a pretty time to be coming to your sewing class, I must say. Even if you have no interest in your work, you might at least remember that you owe me a little courtesy. Where have you been?
I took a walk.
So you took a walk. And may I ask, young lady, are we in the habit of taking walks when we should be at our classes?
I am sorry, Mrs. Mortar. I went to get you these flowers. I thought you would like them, and I didn't know it would take so long to pick them.
Oh. Well.
You were telling us last week how much you liked flowers, and I thought that I would bring you some.
That was very sweet of you, Mary. I always like thoughtfulness. But you must not allow anything to interfere with your classes. Now run along, dear, and get a vase and some water to put my flowers in.
So annoying. She gets away with everything.
One master passion in the breast, like Aaron's serpent, swallows all the rest.
What's happened to your hair, Rosaline?
It got cut, Miss Wright.
I can see that. A new style. Looks as though it has holes in it.
I didn't mean to do it that bad, Miss Wright, but Rosaline's got funny hair. I saw a picture in the paper, and I was trying to do it that way.
Oh, what shall I do, Miss Wright? It's long here, and it's long here, and it's short here.
Come up to my room later, and I can see if I can fix it. Helen, have you found your bracelet?
No, I haven't. I've looked everywhere.
Have another look. It must be in your room somewhere.
Good afternoon, Miss Wright.
Hello, Mary. Where'd you get those flowers, Mary?
She picked them for me. It made her a little late for class, but she heard me say I loved flowers, and she went to get them for me. The first wild flowers of the season.
But not the very first, are they, Mary?
I don't know.
Where did you get them?
Near Conway's cornfield, I think.
It wasn't necessary to go so far. There was a bunch exactly like this in the garbage can this morning.
Oh, I can't believe it. What a nasty thing to do. And I suppose you have just as fine an excuse for being an hour late to breakfast this morning and last week. I haven't wanted to tell you these things before, but...
There's the bell. Wait a minute, Mary.
I know, she's always gotten away with it.
Mary, I've had the feeling, and I don't think I'm wrong, that the girls here are happy, that they like Miss Dobie and me, that they like the school. Do you think that's true?
Miss Wright, I have to get my Latin book.
I thought it was true until you came here a year ago. I don't think you're very happy here, and I'd like to find out why. Why, for example, do you find it necessary to lie to us so often?
I'm not lying. I went out walking, and I saw the flowers, and they looked pretty, and I didn't know it was so late.
Stop it, Mary. I'm not interested in hearing that foolish story again. I know you got the flowers out of the garbage can. What I do want to know is why you feel you have to lie out of it.
I did pick the flowers near Conway's. You never believe me. You believe everybody but me. It's always like that. Everything I say, you fuss at me about. Everything I do is wrong.
You know that's not true. Look, Mary. Look at me. Let's try to understand each other. If you feel you have to take a walk, or that you just can't come to class, or that you'd like to go into the village by yourself, come and tell me. I'll try to understand. I don't say that I'll always agree that you should do exactly what you want to do, but I've had feelings like that too. Everybody has. And I won't be unreasonable about yours. But this way, this kind of lying you do, makes everything wrong.
I got the flowers near Conway's cornfield.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any other way with you. You'll have to be punished. Take your recreation periods alone for the next 2 weeks. No horseback riding and no hockey. Don't leave the school grounds for any reason whatsoever. Is that clear?
Saturday too?
Yes.
But you said I could go to the boat races.
I'm sorry, but you can't go.
I'll tell my grandmother. I'll tell her how everybody treats me here and the way I get punished for every little thing I do. I'll tell her.
Why, I'd slap her hands.
Go upstairs, Mary.
I don't feel well.
Go upstairs now.
Ah!
What happened to her?
I told her she couldn't go to the boat races and she had a heart attack. She's a problem, that kid. Her latest trick was kidding your aunt out of a sewing lesson with those faded flowers that we threw out. Then she threatened to go to her grandmother with some tale about being mistreated.
And please God, Grandma would believe her and take her away.
Which would give the school a swell black eye. But we ought to do something.
How about having a talk with Miss Tilford?
You want to do it? I hate to do it. She's been so nice to us. Anyway, it wouldn't do any good. She's too crazy about Mary to see her faults very clearly, and the kid knows it.
How about asking Joe to say something to her? She'd listen to him.
That would be admitting that we can't do the job ourselves.
Well, we can, and we might as well admit it. We've tried everything we can think of. She's had more attention than any other 3 kids put together, and we still haven't the faintest idea what goes on inside her head.
She's a strange girl.
That's putting it mildly.
We always talk about her as if she were a grown woman.
It's not so funny. There's something the matter with the kid. That's been true ever since the first day she came. She causes trouble here. She's bad for the other girls. I don't know what it is. It's a feeling I've got that it's wrong somewhere.
All right. We'll talk it over with Joe. Did you get Joe on the phone?
He was already on his way. Isn't he always on his way over here?
Well, I'm going to marry him, you know.
You haven't talked of marriage for a long time.
I've talked of it with Joe.
Then you are thinking about it? Soon?
Perhaps when the term is over. By that time we ought to be out of debt, and the school should be paying for itself.
Then we won't be taking our vacation together.
Of course we will. The 3 of us.
I have been looking forward to some place by the lake. Just you and me. The way we used to at college.
Well, now there will be 3 of us. That'll be fun too.
Why haven't you told me this before?
I'm not telling you anything we haven't talked about often.
But you're talking about it as soon now.
I'm glad to be able to.
Baby, don't make me spell it out for you.
I've been in love with Joe for a long time.
All of the feelings that I got for
You really are going to leave, aren't
Can't be
you?
explained, but I can try for you.
I'm not going to leave.
Yeah, baby, don't make me spell it out for you.
And you know it.
You keep on asking me the same question.
Why do you say things like that?
And second guessing all my intentions.
We agreed a long time
You know
ago
by the way I use
that my marriage
compression.
wasn't going to make any difference to
you
the
got the
school.
But it will. You know it will. It can't help it.
It's like I'm powerful with a little bit of tender and emotional, sexual bender. Mess me up, yeah, but no one does it better. There's nothing better. That's just the way you make me feel. 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 So good, so good, so good, so real. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel. That's just the way you make me feel.
Mary, what are you doing home?
It's so good to see you, Grandma. You didn't come visit me all last week.
I was coming tomorrow.
I missed you so. I was awful homesick.
Oh, I'm glad that's all it was. We all get homesick. But how did you get here? Did Miss Karen drive you over?
I walked most of the way, and then a lady gave me a ride.
Mary, do you mean you left without permission?
I ran away, Grandma. They didn't know.
That was a very bad thing to do, and they'll be worried. Agatha, phone Miss Wright and tell her Mary is here. John will drive her back before dinner.
No, Grandma, don't do that. Please. Don't do that. Please let me stay.
But, darling, you can't leave school anytime you please.
Oh, please, Grandma. Don't send me back right away. You don't know how they'll punish me. They'll do dreadful things to me.
Dreadful? Nonsense. They'll punish you for running away. You deserve to be punished.
It's not that. It's not anything I do. It never is. They just punish me anyhow. Just like they got something against me. I'm afraid of them, Grandma.
That's ridiculous. What have they ever done to you that is so terrible?
A lot of things. All the time. Miss Wright says I can't go to the boat races, and... It's after what happened today. It was all about Miss Dobie and Mrs. Mortar. They were talking awful things, and Peggy and Evelyn heard them, and Miss Dobie found out, and then they made us move our rooms.
What has that to do with you? I don't understand a word you're saying.
They made us move our rooms. They said we couldn't be together anymore. They're afraid to have us near them. That's what it is. And they're taking it out on me. They're scared of you.
For a little girl, you're imagining a lot of big things. Why should they be scared of me?
They're afraid you'll find out.
Find out what?
Things. They have secrets or something, and they're afraid I'll find out and tell you.
There's not necessarily anything wrong with people having secrets.
But they've got funny ones. Peggy and Evelyn heard Mrs. Mortar telling Miss Dobie that she was jealous of Miss Wright marrying Cousin Joe.
You shouldn't repeat things like that.
But that's what she said, Grandma. She said it was unnatural for a girl to feel that way.
What?
I'm just telling you what she said. She said there was something funny about it, and that Miss Dobie had always been like that, even when she was a little girl, and that it was unnatural.
Stop using that silly word, Mary.
But that was the word she kept using, Grandma. And then they got mad and told Mrs. Mortar she'd have to get out.
That's probably not the reason at all.
I bet it was. Because, honestly, Miss Dobie does get cranky and mean every time Cousin Joe comes. And one time, Miss Dobie was crying in Miss Wright's room, and Miss Wright was trying to stop her, and she said that, all right, maybe she wouldn't get married right away.
How do you know all this?
We couldn't help hearing because Miss Dobie was talking awful loud. And their room is right next to ours.
Whose room?
Miss Wright's room. Almost always, Miss Dobie comes in after we go to bed and stays a long time. I guess that's why they want to get rid of us. Of me. Because we hear things. That's why they're making us move our room, and they punish me all the time
For eavesdropping, I should think.
I've heard other things too. A lot of things I don't understand, but it's awful. And sometimes they fight, and they make up, and Miss Dobie cries, and Miss Wright gets mad, and then they make up again, and there are funny noises, and we get scared.
Noises! I suppose you girls have a happy time imagining a murder.
And we've seen things too. Funny things. I'd tell you, but I got to whisper it.
Why must you whisper it?
I don't know. I just got to.
Do you know what you're saying? Mary! Are you telling me the truth?
Honest. Honest. You just ask Peggy and Evelyn. They know too. Maybe there are other kids who know, but we've always been frightened, and so we didn't ask. And one night, I was going to go and find out, but I got scared. And we went to bed early so we wouldn't hear, but sometimes I couldn't help it. We never talked about it much because we thought they'd find out, and oh, Grandma, don't make me go back to that awful place.
You can stay here tonight.
You're the nicest, loveliest grandma in all the world. You're not mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. Now, get ready for dinner. Is Miss Wright in? Joseph? Never mind. Joseph, could you come see me right away? Mrs. Munn, please. This is
I'm
Mrs.
perfectly
Tilford.
well.
No, but it's important, Joseph.
What do you
Miriam,
mean?
this is Amelia Tilford. Could you come? Very important. I must see you.
I
right
want
away.
some
Are you
advice.
sure?
Did you
Want
hear
to
what's
tell
going
you,
on at the
it's
school?
not about.
Well, how can they get away with
I
that?
said it's
I
not
have
about
to
Mary.
Susan, I have to talk. Christine,
I know my wife's
are you
okay.
free right now that you're not going to believe what's
How
happening? They get a piece of me. How can they do that?
that our
They have
children
some
are
nerve doing that, Belinda.
what they're teaching our
Makes me
kids.
sick to my stomach.
Hello, Amelia. Mary home?
Hello, Joseph. Sit down. Whiskey?
Please. How are you feeling? Headaches again?
No. How have you been, Joseph? I haven't seen you the last few weeks. Agatha misses you for Sunday dinners.
I've been busy. We're getting the results from the mating season right about now.
Did I take you away from a patient?
No, I was at the hospital.
How's it getting on?
Just the same. No money, badly equipped, a lousy laboratory, everybody growling at everybody else. Amelia, you didn't bring me here to talk about the hospital. What's the matter with you?
I have something to tell you.
Well, out with it.
It's a very hard thing to say, Joseph.
Are you in some trouble?
We all are in trouble. Bad trouble. When did you last see Karen?
Today. This afternoon.
Oh, not since 7 o'clock?
What's happened since 7 o'clock?
Joseph, you've been engaged to Karen for a long time. Are your plans any more definite than they were a year ago?
You can get ready to buy the wedding presents. We'll have the wedding here, if you don't mind.
Why has Karen decided so suddenly to make it definite?
She hasn't suddenly decided anything. The school is pretty well on its feet. Oh, and now that Mrs. Mortar is leaving
You must
me,
not marry Karen.
You're a very impertinent lady. Why must I not marry Karen?
Because there's something wrong with Karen. Something horrible.
I cannot allow you to say things like that, Amelia.
I have good reason for saying it. Who is that?
Mrs. Tilford! Agatha, is she in?
Yes, come on in.
I won't have her here.
What are you talking about?
I won't have her here.
That you don't want me here either. Darling, what?
Is it a joke, Joe?
We've come to find out what you were doing.
What is it?
It's crazy! It's crazy! What did she do it for?
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
You shouldn't have come here.
What is all this? What's happened?
I tried to reach you. Hasn't she told you?
Nobody's told me anything. I haven't heard anything but wild talk. What is it, Karen? What's happened, Martha?
An insane asylum has been let loose. How do we know what's happened?
What was it?
We didn't know what it was. Nobody would talk to us. Nobody would tell us anything.
I'll tell you. You see, if you can make any sense out of it. At dinner time, Mrs. Munn's chauffeur said that Evelyn must be sent home right away. At 7:30, Miss Burton arrived to tell us that she wanted Helen's things packed and that she'd wait outside because she didn't want to enter a place like ours. 5 minutes later, the Wells butler came for Rosalie.
What was it?
It was a madhouse. People rushing in and out. The children being pushed into cars.
Mrs. Rogers finally told us.
What? What?
That Martha and I are in love with each other. In love with each other. Mrs. Tilford told them.
Did you tell them that?
Yes.
Are you sick?
You know I'm not sick.
What did you do it for?
Because it's true.
You think it's true then?
You fool! You damned vicious!
What's she talking about, Joe? What's she mean? What is she trying to do to us? What is everybody doing to us?
We're being pushed around by crazy people. You know, that's an awful thing. And we're standing here. We're standing here taking it. Didn't you know we'd come here? Were we supposed to lie down and grin while you kicked us around with these lies? Try to understand this. You're not playing with paper dolls. We're human beings. See, it's our lives you're fooling with. Our lives! That's serious business for us. Can you understand that?
I can understand that, and I regret it, but you've been playing with children's lives, and that's why I stopped you. I know how serious this is for you, how serious it is for all of us.
I don't think you do know.
I wanted to avoid this meeting because it can't do any good. You came here to find out if I had made the charge. You found out, let's end it there. I'm sorry this had to be done to you, Joseph.
I don't like your sympathy. You've already done a terrible thing.
I have done what I had to do. What they are may be their own business. It becomes a great deal more than that when children are involved.
It's not true. Not a word of it is true. Can't you understand that?
There won't be any punishment for either of you. This thing is your own. Go away with it. I don't understand it, and I don't want any part of it.
I don't want to have anything to do with your mess. Do you hear me? It makes me feel dirty and sick to be forced to say this, but here it is. There isn't a single word of truth in anything you've said. We're standing here, defending ourselves. And against what? Against a lie? A great, awful lie.
I'm sorry that I can't believe that.
Damn you!
But you can believe this. They've worked 8 long years to save enough money to buy that farm, to start that school. They did without everything that young people ought to have. You wouldn't know about that. That school meant things to them. Self-respect, and bread and butter, and honest work. Do you know what it is to try so hard for anything? Well, now it's gone. What the hell did you do it for?
It had to be done.
Righteousness is a great thing.
I know how you must feel.
You don't know anything about how I feel, and you don't know how they feel either.
Listen! Are you willing to stand by everything you've said tonight?
Yes.
Alright. That's fine. But don't get the idea we'll let you whisper this lie. You made it, and you'll come out with it. Shriek it to your town of Lancet. We'll make you shriek it, and we'll make you do it in a courtroom. Tomorrow, Miss Tilford? You will have a libel suit on your hands.
That will be very unwise. It was wrong of you to brazen it out here tonight. It would be criminally foolish of you to brazen it out in public. That can bring you nothing but pain. You must not be punished any further.
You feel that you are too old to be punished? You believe we should spare you?
You know that is not what I meant.
So you took a child's word for it?
I knew it too.
That is really where you got it? I can't believe... It couldn't be. Why? She's a child.
She's not a child any longer.
Oh my god, it all fits so well now. That girl has hated us for a long time. We never knew why. We never could find out. There didn't seem to be any reason.
There wasn't any reason. She hates everybody and everything.
Your Mary's a strange girl. A bad girl. There's something very awful the matter with her.
I was waiting for you to say that, Miss Wright.
I'm telling you the truth. We should have told it to you long ago.
Where is she? Bring her out here and let us hear what she has to say.
You cannot see her.
Where is she?
I won't have that, Joseph.
I'm going to talk to her.
You came here demanding explanations. It was I who should have asked them from you. You attack me. You attack Mary. I've told you I didn't mean you any harm. I still don't. You claim that it isn't true. It may be natural that you should say that, but I know it is true. No matter what you say, you know very well I wouldn't have acted until I was absolutely sure. All I wanted was to get those children away. That has been done. There won't be any talk about it, or about you. I'll see to that. You have been in my house long enough. Get out.
The wicked very young and the wicked very old. Let's go home.
It's number 1 on your local radio.
Those are the women I was telling you about.
Disgust me.
Well, it's one thing for them to do it in private.
Between a man and a woman is one thing.
Around the children, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, sexual misconduct of any kind is unacceptable.
Keep your private life out of
Especially
the workplace.
when you are influencing minors.
They're gonna get what they deserve. I hope so. I hope they get what they deserve.
Yeah, Your Honor. We find the defendant, Miss Agatha Tilford, not guilty.
It's cold in here.
Yes.
What time is it?
I don't know.
I was hoping it was time for my bath.
Take it early today.
Oh, I can do that. I look forward all day to that bath. It's my last touch with the full life. It makes me feel important to know that there's one thing ahead of me. One thing I've got to do. You ought to get yourself something like that. I tell you what, at 5 o'clock every day, you comb your hair. You wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, the day's not entirely empty. Life is rich and full. At 5 o'clock, I'll comb my hair.
It's been days since we've been out of this house. Let's go out.
Where to?
We'll take a walk. Why shouldn't we take a walk? We won't see anybody, and suppose we do, what of it? We'll just... They might see us. Let's not go. We'll go tomorrow.
Stop kidding yourself.
But Joel says we've got to go out. He says that all the people who don't think it's true will begin to wonder if we keep hiding this way.
If it makes you feel better to think there are such people, go ahead.
He says we ought to go into town and go shopping and act as though...
That's a sound idea. There aren't 3 stores in Lancet that would sell us anything. Hasn't he heard about the ladies' club and their meetings and their circulars and their visits and their...
Don't tell him.
I won't.
Been out today, darling?
We started to go out.
If we sit around here much longer, we'll all be bats. I sold my place to Lady Foster.
You did what?
We're getting married this week, and then we're going away, all 3 of us.
You can't leave here. I won't have you do this for me. What about the hospital?
It's all fixed. We're going to Vienna, and we're going quick. Fisher wrote that I can have my old place back.
No, I'm not going to let you.
It's already done. I mean, Fisher can't pay me much, but it'll be enough for the 3 of us. Plenty if we live cheap.
I couldn't go with you, Joe.
Nonsense, Martha. We're all going. We're going to have fun again.
You don't want to go back to Vienna.
No.
Then why?
Look, I don't want to go to Vienna. I'd rather stayed here. But then you don't want to go to Vienna. You'd rather stayed here. And, well, to hell with that. We can't stay here. And Vienna offers enough to eat and sleep and drink beer on. Now, don't object anymore. Please, darling. All right?
All right.
I can't go. It's better for all of us if I don't.
Not now. You stay with us now. Later on, if you want it that way. All right?
All right.
You'll be coming home again someday.
Let's not talk about it. You'll need some clothes. I need an overcoat and a suit.
I've done this to you. I've taken you away from everything you want.
Oh, you'll need a lot of things, heavy things. It's cold there now. Much colder than you'd expect.
They've done it.
But it's lovely.
They've taken away every chance we had.
That's what we'll go
everything
for
we
in life.
wanted, everything we were going to
And
be.
we've got to stop talking like that. We've got a chance. But it's just one chance. And if we miss it, we're done for. It means that we've got to start putting the whole business behind us now. Now, Karen, what you've done, and that's that.
What I've done?
What's been done to you?
What did you mean? What did you mean when you said what you've done?
It's nothing.
I want you to say it now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. We've both known for a long time. I knew surely the day we lost the case. I was watching your face in court. It was ashamed. And sad, it being ashamed. Say it now, Joe. Ask it now.
I have nothing to ask. Nothing. All right. Is it? Was it?
No. Martha and I have never touched each other. That's all right, darling. I'm glad you asked. I'm not mad a bit, really.
I'm sorry. Karen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
I know. You wanted to wait until it was all over. You never really wanted to ask it at all. You didn't know for sure. You thought there might just be a little truth in it all. Go home, darling.
Don't talk like that. No matter what it is, we can't leave each other. I can't leave you.
Joe, let's do it now. And quick. It will be too hard later on.
No. We love each other. I'd give anything not to have asked questions, Karen.
It had to be asked sooner or later. And answered. You're a good man. The best I'll ever know. And you've been better to me than... But it's no good now. For either of us, you can see that.
It can be. You say I helped you. Help me now. Help me to be strong and good enough to...
No, Joe. Will you do something for me? Will you go away for 2 days? A day? And think this all over by yourself? Away from me and love and pity? Will you? And then decide?
Yes. If you want. But it won't make any difference.
Please go now. And all my heart goes with you.
I'll be coming back.
No, you won't. Never, darling.
It gets dark so early now. Where's Joe? Where's Joe?
Gone.
A patient? Will he be back in time for dinner?
No.
Oh, we'll save some for him then.
He won't be back anymore.
You mean he won't be back anymore tonight?
He won't be back at all.
What happened? What happened, Karen?
He thought that we had been lovers.
I don't believe you. I don't believe it. He's never said a word all these months. All during the trial. Didn't you tell him? For God's sakes, didn't you tell him it wasn't true?
Yes.
He didn't believe you?
I guess he believed me.
Then what have you done?
What had to be done?
Oh, God. I wanted that for you so much.
Don't. I feel sick to my stomach.
What's happened to us? What's really happened to us?
I don't know. I want to be sleepy. I want to go to sleep.
Go back to Joe. He's strong. He'll understand. It's too much for you this way.
Stop talking about it. Let's pack and get out of here. Let's take the train in the morning.
The train to where?
I don't know. Any place. Someplace.
A job? Money?
In a big place we could get something to do.
They'd know about us. We've been famous.
A small town then.
They'd know more about us.
Isn't there anywhere to go? This isn't a new sin they tell us we've done. Other people aren't destroyed by it.
They are the people who believe in it, who want it, who've chosen it. We aren't like that. We don't love each other. I don't love you. We've been very close to each other, of course. I've loved you like a friend, the way thousands of women feel about other women.
Yes.
Certainly that doesn't mean anything. There's nothing wrong about that.
It's perfectly natural that I should be fond of you, that
Why
I should...
are you saying all this to me?
Because I love you.
Yes, of course.
I love you that way. Maybe the way they said I loved you, I don't know. Listen to me.
What?
I have loved you the way they said.
You're crazy.
There's always been something wrong. Always, as long as I can remember, but I never knew it until all this happened.
Stop it.
You're afraid of hearing it. I'm more afraid than you.
I won't listen to you.
You've got to know it. I can't keep it any longer. I've got to tell you how guilty I am.
You are guilty of nothing.
I've been telling myself that since the night we heard the child say it. I've been praying I could convince myself of it. I can't any longer. It's there. I don't know how. I don't know why, but I did love you. I do love you. I resented your marriage. Maybe because I wanted you. Maybe I wanted you all along. Maybe I couldn't call it by a name. Maybe it's been there ever since I first knew you.
It's a lie. You're telling yourself a lie. We never thought of each other that way.
No, of course you didn't. But who says I didn't? I never felt that way about anybody but you.
You are tired and sick.
Oh, God. It's funny. It's all mixed up. There's something in you, and you don't even know it, and you don't do anything about it. Suddenly, a child gets bored and lies, and there you are seeing it for the first time. I don't know. It all seems to come back to me. In some way, I've ruined your life. I've ruined my own. I didn't even know. There's a big difference between us now, Karen. I feel all dirty and I can't stay with you anymore, darling.
Go and lie down, Martha. You'll feel better.
What was that? Where is it? Karen? Martha, where are you? I heard a shot. What was... What is it? What shall we do? What shall we do?
Nothing.
Oh, we've got to get a doctor right away.
There isn't any use.
You think she's dead?
Yes.
I can't realize it's true. Oh, how could she? I'm frightened.
Don't cry.
I can't help it. How can I help it? I'll never forgive myself for the last words I said to her. But I was good to her, Karen. And you know God will excuse me for that once. Suicide's a sin. Shouldn't we call somebody to...
In a little while.
She shouldn't have done it. It was because of all this awful business. She would have got a job and started all over again. She was just worried and sick and...
That isn't the reason she did it.
Why?
What difference does it make now?
Her new name was tattooed to her wrist. It was longer than the old one. Sealed in the silence with our fist, this night will be a cold one. Centuries live in her eyes. Destiny laughs over jackbooted thighs. Work makes us free, says the sign. Nothing leaves here alive.